Sometimes cameras need attention too. You've got to look after your equipment. We're nothing without the cameras, are we? So got to look after them. Outcome, hashtag United. Delighted to say, joined once again by Eddie from hashtag. Eddie, what did you make of your team's first game?
Well, it was going to be a tough game, always going to be, against a side that are, as mentioned, equipped to deal with these kind of conditions. The Brazilian side, I thought the boys gave a good account of themselves. Disappointed they didn't quite edge it and get the victory, but they'll be hopeful of getting the W here, and who knows, we might see some goals, and I know the boys have got some interesting celebrations planned, so hey, I'm here for it.
Okay, you've teed us up nicely there. All we need now is the boys to deliver some goals. So they're up against SHB, based in the fourth largest city in Vietnam. They play in the V League One, the top tier of Vietnamese football. And straight from the kick of the charging forward, hashtag United in this blue and red strip. Aaron Malaram continuing to try and fight for the ball. And we'll win a throw-in, hashtag. Soke. Ring gets the nod to start after coming on as a sub. Last time hashtag featured. Was taking 1 point, all level, 0-0. That's how that one ended against Vasco da Gama.
Oh, Soaps, that is an uncharacteristic mistake. Luckily it goes unpunished, but that's the kind of thing you can't really afford to do in such a short period of time, really. You've seen teams punished on less.
Such a tall figure, isn't he? But it's okay.
Yeah, he's a cultured footballer, spent his academy years at Arsenal.
And a strike. Right over from Carvalho, who's one of the players who, again, came off the bench. Didn't really get the time necessarily to make the impact that you maybe would have expected from him, Eddie.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of rotation from the gaffer, realistically, considering that you have got the humidity, you've got the short games. People will get their chance, and if you don't start the previous game, then there's a good chance you'll probably start the next one until we get into the knockout rounds, and gaffer will kind of have an idea in his head of who suits the way he wants to play the best.
And we've spoken about it a lot. It's so important to keep that in mind when only allowed 3 substitutions, 10-man squads, and the heat is so sapping, so draining, and with there being not too much of a break between games, you don't really get that time to fully recover.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, you see the sweat dripping off the boys. Any close-up shots on the cameras, fantastic quality of production here, I must say. You'll notice the glistening on the heads of the boys.
So Jason Ring, the summer signing, what a way to settle into the squad.
I think Rosoke has actually gone off here. He's been substituted. I believe that's actually a bit of an injury. He did play a couple of passes, and uncharacteristically, very poorly by his standards. He won't mind me saying. So yeah, it didn't look comfortable for him. So he's replaced by the usual skipper, or vice captain normally, but skipper for this tournament, Harry Hayson.
I don't know how that will change things. Okay, Humble. This is Ring. Aaron Malaran. Runs being made. Back down nicely. Support now arriving in the area. No one there to tap it home just yet. Keep possession, hashtag United. Aaron Malaran goes for goal. Stings the hands, the palms of the keeper, who drops down and smothers the ball.
Yeah, don't mind it. Shifted it, found the space nicely, but the effort, it's going to have to go through a lot of bodies there to make the goalkeeper work, and he held it pretty well, but yeah, Toby will be disappointed with himself. He's harshest critic.
Well, keep your eyes, in terms of SHB players, on number 39, Hoy.
Down on this near right side.
Yeah, he's caused a lot of trouble for the teams he's faced. Great turn of pace. All straight into the arms of David Hughes. What a save that was.
Wow, yeah.
In the first game.
Yeah, Hughes, he pulled out a couple of them. Obviously not actually a player that we know too much about. The gaffer obviously does, and he's well known in non-league circles around where we are. But yeah, not a goalkeeper that has ever been attached to our club. But what a coup it seems. Yep,
one who stepped up after withdrawal. This is PK Humble. Curls it nicely, but it's notched at the post. Door doesn't open up for the opening goal to come just yet.
Knocking on the door though.
They certainly are. Okay, Humble again. Malaran coming forward. Carvalho finds space, a tug of the shirt, but there's the goal. A crisp, clean finish. Pedro Carvalho coming on as a sub in the last game, starting this one, and a really exquisite finish.
Yeah, fantastic. That is Toby all over, gets the ball in the box, rolls his man, but it's all about Pedro Carvalho. Sidesteps the defending challenge, smashes it into the bottom corner. And you know what? I'm really disappointed with the lack of celebration, I will say. We've been bigging up potentially what was going to happen, and well, it was just nothing happened.
See, you hyped it up, and
I know.
Of course we spoke earlier, Eddie, about the fact that there has been talk of there being some prize money for the best celebration. And
they've made me look silly there.
I know a few teams have been practicing. I think Dortmund certainly, with the Aura farming celebration yesterday, one of the teams have been practicing, and we're expecting greatness. But this might not be the only goal of the game. Let's certainly hope not. 1 minute, 55 seconds
Good chance here
left
as well.
to play. Aaron Malaran driving forward. Goalkeeper gets there first.
Yeah, good play there from PK Humble to spot that Toby had acres of space and sets him free, but goalkeeper, again, really smart and knew where to position himself to get off his line quickly.
Haysom, as Eddie said, usually the vice-captain for this tournament. He is the captain. Here's the goal scorer Carvalho on the ball. Great footwork once again. No one there with Aaron Malaran just moving out of position. He was sort of hugging the byline, of course, no offsides, and really needed to be a little bit deeper into the mix there.
Yeah, I mean, you'll notice with Carvalho as well, he can kind of, he's a defender's worst nightmare because he can kind of go either way, left foot, right foot. He's pretty well versed on both, and defender there on that occasion didn't really know how to defend him. But they've not been too bad defensively, SHB, from what I've seen.
Well, the most successful spell as a club came between 2008 and 2007. Or 2017, I should say. As they try and drive forward now. And Haysom there with a really impressive tackle. And one that has potentially saved the scoreline. Aaron Malaran, can he get there? Well, that is something special. Will we see the celebration? There we go. Aaron Malaran makes it 2-0 to Hashtag United. And a spectacular finish, rushing in with pace and guiding it home.
That's more like it. Toby Romalaran with the finish, pokes it beyond the goalkeeper. It's actually gone through his legs as well, but that one, it's all about Harry Haysom. The defence to attack in a blink of an eye. A phenomenal last-ditch tackle, 1v1. And then the ball, the vision to notice that the attacker is on his own in acres of space. And the ball to find him, knows how quickly a Romalaran is. And Hashtag 2 goals to the good. That's the kind of goal that we need to score. Take your chances as we enter the break.
And there it is, half-time. Hashtag United lead by 2-0 over SHB. So it's SHB who won their opening game by 2-1. Currently trail at the hands of Hashtag United. We did say just how important that first game between SHB and Albilex Niigata would be for collecting points for one of those teams to keep their qualification hopes alive for the cup competition. We know just how strong Vasco da Gama and Hashtag United can be, and we'll be able to see a perfect example of that during this match so far. Already 2 goals up. What do you expect now from Hashtag?
I'm hoping the boys are sensible, keep possession, don't make any unforced errors, and save your energy. You've got another game to play. It's going to be a long night, and I mean, it already is a long night for a lot of them. And yeah, just keeping possession and the unforced errors is just a must. You know, you can't afford to do that. Give possession away in these kind of dangerous areas, and it just sets you on the back foot, and you have to keep running, which is the last thing you need to be doing in these conditions.
One of the things that we've seen a lot in this tournament, teams do not tend to come from behind. How much confidence does that give you, and how much was that spoken about with the gaffer?
Yeah, I think definitely a lot of confidence in the current position and the games we played so far. Yeah, it's been reiterated a few times. I think that the main thing from the gaffer is to kind of play the conditions a little bit. If you can start with that intensity like we have done in the last 2 games, I think it's quite clear to see. And you go in with a more of a commanding position. If you go in after pressing really hardly in the first half, you know, you potentially have a mountain to climb in the second, and you won't be fit enough for it. So, yeah, for sure, kind of hold the strong position. That's the aim.
Another important tackle there. Defensively, Hashtag have stood very strong. They're under pressure now. Controlled the possession in the first half, and good response there, good clearance.
It's that man you were talking about as well here on this right-hand side, looking to whip the ball in. Defended quite well. Goalkeeper's positioning is interesting as well by the shebang side.
Yeah, he's come straight up, hasn't he, and is on the halfway line. The SHB goalkeeper, and there's a big chance and a huge save once again from David Hughes, who is proving himself to be quite the shrewd acquisition for this tournament, stepping up after withdrawal, and well, what a performance, Eddie.
It's not just that one, obviously the previous game as well, but that one I think is the pick of the bunch for me. The one where he's backpedaling, it's a great stop, but this one, I felt for sure that they were going to score. Phenomenal outstretched arms to deny the forward and getting a game back in, and obviously we were just talking about comebacks. That would have started one, that's for sure. Made it a nervy last 4.5 minutes.
Yep, exactly, 4.5 minutes on the clock. Still, we have seen plenty change in terms of scorelines, but as we were saying earlier, we don't usually see teams come back in this sevens format, and that trickles all the way through. And well, a slight error there. Error in the clearance once again.
That's the slight issue with the player of BK's, how should I say, temperament. Is I think he was trying there to be a bit funny, not realising the ball was going to stay on the pitch. Not really what we need to see, but David Hughes going back to that could be an absolutely pivotal moment. Great, to be fair from the attacker, it's a phenomenal little shift and feint to take the touch out of his feet, and just not a lot that he could have done differently there. But David Hughes, Hughesy, big paw to that one to prevent the goal being breached.
Moving toward that, the player who had the big opportunity. One that wasn't taken, so the change is made for Hashtag United. Matthew Waldridge coming onto the pitch, came through it, Switch's academy.
Very versatile player as well, Matthew Waldridge. Has often been, or most of his appearances for us came at right back, but he's now, I think, quite comfortably transformed himself into a central midfielder as Toby brings it forward.
Ireland. Caught slightly.
Cultured from Harry Hayson, who's probably been the stand-up player, I'd say, from this game.
And also didn't start as well, which is the other thing as well. And I think a game against a team, we know what SHB can do. We saw that against Nagata in the opening game for this set of players. And I think they needed that control, Hashtag, in midfield, that leadership, the voice. And Hayson, of course, brings that.
He'll love that line.
Moving the ball well, and well, that's exactly what we're talking about. Quite happy to throw his body on the line.
Yeah, for sure, yeah, he's there again.
Taking a real clattering there, and you can see it's required a bit of a pause to get back up. We'll stretch it out.
He'll be fine, H. Bit of a drama queen.
Collision with time. 99 to SHB.
Harry Hayson there, blending in very nicely with the kit. Toby with a big chance here.
Yep, some nice footwork, just couldn't make it stick.
difficult, just went a little bit behind him, unable to bring it forward, but SHB certainly a bit of flair to the passes, seen the odd little one touch with a back heel and what have you in this game.
Yeah, they would have taken a lot of confidence from the first game. I think, as me and Seb spoke about at that point, it really is a group where you look, your eyes are immediately drawn to hashtag, of course, what they've done in small-sided games, playing in tournaments like this. It is SHB, Tyne, taps it back. And an easy collection in the end, just taking a bounce ahead of David Hughes. One of the easiest saves he'll make tonight.
Yeah, he's already proved he's going to save those every day of the week.
Into the final 60 seconds we go. Hashtag United leading by 2-0 over SHB of Vietnam.
Nathan Smith onto the pitch as well for, I think, PK.
And he was important in that first game as Aaron just loses his footing. It's interesting to see them watering the pitch in between the games. We have seen, particularly today, more so than yesterday, even though we had that torrential downpour right at the end of the day, more of the players just losing their footing slightly. It's been harder to control the ball, harder to just stay on their feet as Aaron he does get onto it. Looked like it was set to go out. Time running out, last 10 seconds. Surely there's another. And there's the third. Matthew Waldridge in the right place at the right time and had the finish to pair with it. Hashtag United lead by 3-0.
Yeah, in this group, it could prove pretty vital to potentially going on to win it. The goal difference, third goal there right at the end of the game, key. Toby Romalaran, though, unselfish play. Thought he was going to go for goal and instead passes it. Matty Waldridge, a simple tap-in, and we'll take the 3 points.
Yep, hashtag United top the group. They've beaten SHB by 3-0.